Police radio crackles. Indefinite suspension. Reinstated interference conviction. The system speaks, but tonight, we tell the truth.
From Irving to Fort Worth, the record don't lie. 2 cases in the past flagged the force too high. Internal affairs said excessive unjust, but a hearing examiner swept it in the dust. Union on the payroll, silence in the court. Pattern of protection when the violence is sport.
Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on the live stream, cutting in deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast a story they don't want to send.
June 23, 2024 dawn. Carolyn with a camera when the badge went wrong. Hit and run crash, but the story got twisted. Questioned the cop, then the body got lifted. Took her to the ground, face bruised, eyes closed, but the mugshot staged while the union posed.
Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on a live stream, cutting in deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast a story they don't want to send.
December came, Chief Noakes made the call. Said the force was unjust, policy broke it all. But the DA sat quiet, wouldn't charge the blue. Turned away to the gavel on the one who spoke truth. 30 days in the cell, 750 on the line. Meanwhile Krueger walks free, uniform shines.
Who watches the watchers? Who protects the people when the shield becomes a weapon?
September brings the ruling, arbitration spins, no cause for discipline. Corruption wins up the view, violate, sharing media sets the frame. Disruptive troublemaker becomes a name, but the live stream don't lie, the scars don't fade, and the people keep receipts of the price she paid. Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on the live stream, cutting in deep. They framed Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't want to send.
The camera is the witness. The people are the jury. And the verdict ain't in yet.
Police radio crackles. Indefinite suspension. Reinstated. Interference conviction. The system speaks. But tonight, we tell the truth.
From Irving to Fort Worth, the record don't lie. 2 cases in the past flagged the force too high. Internal affairs said excessive unjust, but a hearing examiner swept it in the dust. Union on the payroll, silence in the court. Pattern of protection when the violence is sport.
Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on the live stream, cutting in deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't want to send. Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on the live stream, cutting in deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't want to send.
June 23, 2024 dawn. Carolyn with a camera when the badge went wrong. Hit and run crash, but the story got twisted. Questioned the cop, then the body got lifted. Took it to the ground, face bruised, eyes closed, but the mugshot staged while the union paused.
Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on the live stream, cutting in deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't want to send. Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on the live stream, cutting in deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't want to send.
December came, Chief Noakes made the call. Said the force was unjust, policy broke it all. But the DA sat quiet, wouldn't charge the blue. Turned away to the gavel on the one who spoke truth. 30 days in the cell, 750 on the line. Meanwhile Krueger walks free, uniform shine.
Who watches the watchers? Who protects the people when the shield becomes a weapon?
September brings the ruling, arbitration spins, no cause for discipline. Corruption wins, FWR way, cheering media sets the frame. Disruptive troublemaker becomes her name, but the live stream don't lie. The scar keep receipts of the price she paid. Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on a live stream, cutting it deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't wanna send. Justice on trial, the streets don't sleep. Truth on a live stream, cutting it deep. They frame Rodriguez, but the footage won't bend. We broadcast the story they don't wanna send. The camera is the witness. The people are the jury. And the verdict ain't in yet.
Concerned about this image here. A woman left with a black eye after being arrested in Fort Worth. She is a YouTuber who apparently regularly records police. Now, while police investigate their own use of force. Our Bo Evans, he is live this morning in Fort Worth with this video that has the attention of the city's mayor.
Okay, y'all remember this video, right? Y'all can hear it. Everything's good. We're 5x5, all that bullshit right now. Right? Sweet, appreciate it. All right. So we all recognize this video. This was the night that Officer Krueger gets out of this vehicle down here, right, and slams, literally slams this lady on her face, CFW, onto her face, right? No reason for it. None.
And also the police chief, Bo.
Yeah, good morning, Steve. The whole thing was streamed live on the YouTube channel Carolina in Fort Worth, and the woman, Carolyn Rodriguez, was filming police when things escalated
Carolina?
quickly.
I'm not warning you
What are
again.
you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right
Why?
now.
Wait, tell me why first.
We're doing an
You're under arrest. Turn off.
No, I'm not under it. Okay, you go.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Okay. That's the part right there. Okay? You're going to hear Carolina here in a second. Snoring is that's not the actual medical term for it, but that snore that you hear means you're on the brink of dying. Right? But if you see, he grabs her arms, keeps her from fucking protecting herself as she goes down to the ground, and then face plants her. Okay? I don't care what CFW has said to you, Krueger. I don't care if she walked up and pissed on your tire. Okay? Get her for public urination and public indecency. Okay? This chick walks up to you and asks you why she has to go across the street. And you're so fed up, air quote, of her, right? I mean, we've got you on multiple cameras. On CFWs and Manuel Matas, Krueger, right? We've got you on multiple cameras. And not only that, but you bounced somebody in Irving before this bullshit. Right? You know? I mean, I watched a fucking cop, I don't know when it was, but I watched a video yesterday of a cop that said, slap me and just get it on out. And when the old bastard slapped the cop charged him with assaulting a police officer and beat his ass. Okay? Don't invite a slap and then get your butt hurt and your panties in a crack when you get caught. Okay? Krueger, you're going to kill somebody. Please go seek help. You need mental help to understand what you're doing is not actually helping the general public, sir. There it is.
Caroline, we're busy. Go to the other side of the street. You can go.
That is the body forcing air into the body so that it can keep itself alive.
You can go to the other side of the street or you're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you again.
Okay. She asked a question. Right? She asked a question to him. The other officers took the question at face value and started answering her. this dickhead, and yes, you are a dickhead, Krueger, for doing this to people, decides that he's had enough of CFW and he is going to take her to jail.
About.
Go to the other side of the street right now.
Wait, tell me why first.
We're doing it.
You're under arrest. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Stop.
And it's even worse when you watch it from his body camera. Right? You know, and for the people that do no wrong, the punishment is the process. Okay? Because you never recoup any of the expenses while they say you're guilty or you're waiting trial. You still have to pay for all the monitoring. You still have to pay for all the bullshit. If they want you on that, they should be paying for it. Not the fucking victims in these situations. You know, it's insane.
Stop resisting.
And he says, stop resisting. No offense, CFW, but this bitch is out cold, guys. Cold. She ain't moving. I mean, I love you, CFW, but when have y'all ever heard CFW stop talking? Right? She's silent right now, guys. Silent.
She's bleeding.
Right? She's bleeding. Right? I love CFW to death, man. Dude, this woman has got, in my opinion, more balls than some men do, truthfully. She got out of the damn hospital and went right the hell back out there, just for everybody else that's listening and don't realize who she is, right? This old gal literally got bounced like a basketball, which we just watched. You know, she didn't bounce very well. She went just kind of thud onto the ground. But, you know, I mean, it's freaking crazy, guys. Send a supervisor and EMS. It's sickening. It's beyond sickening. Right? Right? This is crazy. Look at how she's like dug down. She can't see out of that's her right eye. Right? And not only that, in this picture, I've talked to a CFW about this. In this picture, she has no fucking clue what's going on. She's not even there in this picture. She don't even remember it. Right? That doesn't look like a coherent CFW to me, but I've seen her face to face. What up, PDF? Right? This is crazy. Right? And it only gets worse. Right? Because we're going to go over this deep and in detail. Right? This guy. This fucking guy right here. Right? This fucking guy right here. Right? This is the poster child of I need to seek mental help. Right? You know, I mean, I kind of want to believe there's some kind of good in humans somewhere, right? Maybe a pedo touched this guy when he was a kid, right? And like fucked up all of his head, right? And he needs to just go work those issues out, and he'll quit bouncing women off the street, right? You should be able to drop the link, right? Well, that's not the case, right? I'm going to do another one where I just grab all the video between CFW and Manuel Mata, right? Right? And, you know, put this shit together. Right? I bet it was, I bet it was. All right, let's go ahead and finish through this one. Big shout out to YouTube
Police
Streets.
did release some body camera video from an incident last weekend that has led now to a use of force investigation.
So the woman in the video, she says she was assaulted by the officers. She sat down with our Amelia Magavro to give her side of the story.
I have bad injuries. I have bruises all everywhere.
So is CFW trying to get clicks and views here? Happy Sunday, Nevaeh. Tell me, do you think she's trying to get clicks and views here?
With a visible black eye, Carolyn Rodriguez speaking to us for the first time since she was arrested, claiming a Fort Worth officer.
Right? You know, I'd like to interview that interviewee, that news person right there, and go, what was it like to interview CFW looking at her face after that officer bounced her like a damn basketball? You know, what do you think?
Used excessive force while arresting her this weekend.
This arm right here, I can barely move it. And so the elbow was knocked out of the socket.
She calls herself a First Amendment auditor and has created her own YouTube channel to document actions by Fort Worth police.
My motivation is to keep the people that don't know their rights safe.
She said she was driving around the West 7th area when she saw officers in a parking lot around 3 a.m. Sunday and started following and recording them for more than 20 minutes.
Hey ladies, hey ladies, hey ladies, hey Krueger. They had no police tape up, they had no lights in the area.
Fort Worth police releasing this body camera video Wednesday afternoon showing the officer asking Rodriguez to move and then arresting her and shoving her onto the ground.
So was that asking her to move? Was that actually asking her to move? Right? This is the problem that I have with the lame stream. Right? Instead of describing what they actually see, right? Instead of describing what they actually see in the video, you know, because they're scared of libel. They're scared that they won't get the next story from the police department because they got cut off. I think it was resisting the concrete with her face, Johnny.
Rodriguez claims she was knocked unconscious.
I don't remember an officer hitting me, but I remember him tackling me, grabbing me from behind. And the next thing I know is I woke up in the hospital, chained to the bed, handcuffed to the bed.
Police tell us Rodriguez was taken to the hospital and also booked into jail on charges including resisting arrest and interference of public duties. And Rodriguez says she...
So, okay, let's look at this again. Resisting arrest and interference with police duties.
She plans to file a civil suit against the department. And meanwhile, Fort Worth City Council is also planning to hold an executive session on this incident.
Right? You know, it's kind of crazy. Oh, by the way, if you don't know about the police record or our authority alert, definitely take a moment. I didn't mean to... Since I clicked on it, I was actually wanting to click on this one. Okay, so she's bounced, she's went. Krueger gets fired. Right, here it is. Fort Worth police officer terminated following the use of force incident. A Fort Worth police officer. Okay, I am so tired of them not naming the officer. Oh, there it is, my bad. You know, and it says a Fort Worth police officer has been terminated following his involvement in the use of force incident. So here's the crazy thing. Since here's the release, how many people do you think just read it word for word? Let's break it down. A Fort Worth police officer has been terminated following his involvement in the use of case forward. Okay. So he beat somebody up. Okay. On Wednesday, December 18, 2024, Officer Matthew Krueger, 4454, was terminated following administrative investigation into on-duty incident in late June. What's up, Al? What's up, SoCal? What's up? How are you, brother? ¿Cómo estás ustedes, señor? On Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, at 3:26 a.m., Fort Worth police officers responded to a hit-and-run vehicle collision in the area of 1000 Fox Street. Okay. So, this hit and run, right? I think I saw something in the background. Right? About this. Right? It's right here. It's right here. It's out on the street. You know, I mean, I don't see tape. I see some no parking signs. I'd have to go back out there and look at it. But there's videos of people walking around. Manuel Mata has a video of her blood still on the concrete. I'll find that here in a little bit. All right, let's go back. The incident involved a suspect intoxicated driver who crashed into another vehicle and a structure before fleeing the scene on foot. Okay, drunk bastard hit some shit. And it says, while officers were investigating, a woman approached them and used her cell phone to record their actions. Okay. We all know that's perfectly legal bullshit right here. So, she shows up and starts recording. Officer Krueger watched her walk all the way across the fucking parking lot. Right? This whole area. Right? Because if we back this up, right,
in Fort Worth,
she's coming over here from that cop car. If Krueger really was paying attention, he could have come over to his PA. CFW, the parking lot's closed, get it onto the sidewalk. Right? Normal fucking whatever diarrhea that they come out to say get off the sidewalk. Right? But that's not what happens. We know that's not what happens. Okay. And advised her multiple times to move across the street to secure the scene. Bro, what scene are you really securing there, homie? During the arrest, Officer Krueger used force to take the woman into custody. That motherfucker slammed her on the fucking ground and used his abusive authority, like 1983 type abusive authority, under the color of law, and bounced her because he didn't like her. He doesn't like her or fucking Manuel Mata. And I didn't mean to say it like that, Mr. Mata. Right? But Krueger's got a chip on his shoulder. You know, along with a few loose wires in there. And asked her multiple times to move across the street and to secure the scene. He never said to secure the scene. Never said that. When she failed to comply, right? How much time do we have to comply? From the minute he talked to her, it was like 15 seconds max till her ass was on the fucking ground. Let's go back and look at that real quick. Right? Let's go back and look at that.
And the woman, Carolyn, was filming police channel Carolina in Fort Worth. And the woman, Carolyn Rodriguez, was filming police.
All right, so we're going to say from 3:34.
Not warning you. What are you talking about?
34. Okay.
Wait, tell me why first.
We're doing it in
Remember arrest. Turn off.
No.
Right? It's just crazy. It's just plumb crazy. You know what I mean? Just crazy. Right? He gets out and basically goes straight on hands on because, you know, he's tired of her shit. Look, buddy. Look, buddy. If you can't deal with the public, get another job. Get a private job.
No, I'm not under it. Okay, you go.
Stop resisting.
Okay.
Stop resisting.
Resulting in injuries that required medical care.
She's bleeding.
Caroline, Caroline, we're busy. Go to the other side of the street.
Agreed, Nevu.
You can go.
There's no investigation. There's no nothing.
You can go to
Okay.
the other side of the street. You're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you again.
I'm not warning you again, you fucking piece of shit. She asked you why. You could have said, we have a hit and run and we're investigating it right here. There's the car. Get your ass across the street. Right? I mean, fuck. The Fort Worth Police major case and internal affairs units began immediate and congruent investigations into this incident. Officer Krueger was transferred from patrol to a unit with no public interaction pending the outcome of the investigation. Right? After a thorough review of the internal investigation, Officer Krueger's chain of command determined that the level of force used was unjustified and violated department policy. Okay, let's talk about and violated the department policy. What up, Jack? All right. I am so tired, okay, of hearing about departmental policy. We live by laws, and y'all live by policy? What the fuck is that? That sounds like a two-tiered system to me, right? Not everyone's created equal under the Constitution of the United States of America, obviously. Right, because police cars get to go 15 miles an hour over the speed limit before they have to turn on their emergency lights. Right? So, you know, I mean, I look at all this and it's just insane. What about the laws this man broke? The police chief, Neil Noakes, concurred with the chain of command's determination and terminated Krueger. All right. So we got some good cops here, huh? We got some good cops here, right? We didn't hear that we investigated ourselves and found a wrongdoing. Okay, we investigated ourselves and we found that he had violated policy. Well, if you violate policy, I guarantee you fucking violated law. Okay? Right? Just so you guys know, the union used, since the DA chose not to charge him, they used that as part of their leverage to get this bad officer back in the badge and back in the saddle. Right? Officer Krueger had been with the department for just under 8 years and was assigned to Patrol Bureau at the time of the incident. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The Fort Worth Police Department is committed to excellence, with the officers dedicated to serving the community with integrity every day. Bullshit. We will continue to hold all employees accountable to the highest standards expected for Fort Worth police officers, ensuring transparency and openness within our community. Yeah, so y'all did the right thing. Y'all fired his ass. And then the FOP, right? FOP comes in and goes, well, you know, since they didn't charge him, right? Since they didn't charge him, you know, here we are. All right. So, just so you know, we'll go do a little fallback for a second. And I think this is the video talking about him getting him fired for, yeah.
Tonight, the Fort Worth Police Officers Association is celebrating the reversal of an officer's termination. Officer Matthew Krueger was fired in December because of this incident. In June of last year, Carolyn Rodriguez approached officers near West 7th as they investigated. She was told to leave but refused and demanded to know why. That's when Officer Krueger took...
Okay. She did not fucking refuse. She did not say, no, I will not leave. That is not a refusal.
...her to the ground and arrested her. Rodriguez suffered several injuries and needed stitches. She was sentenced to 30 days in jail and had to pay a $750 fine. Officer Krueger was reassigned following the incident before he was fired. The Police Officers Association found the hearing did not support, quote, any form of disciplinary action. Right now, we're working to learn more about what's next for Krueger with Fort Worth PD.
So, since he didn't have any disciplinary action, that was disciplinary, right? I'll get my words to work here in a second. But Fort Worth Police Officers Association, FWPOA, a hearing examiner fully overturned Krueger's termination after an appeal. They also said the examiner found that cause did not exist to support any form. What the fuck did you mean? Cause did not exist. Right? I'd like to know who these examiners are. Right? This is bullshit. You know, these are public fucking employees, or at one point in their life, and they work for the FOP. Right? If they work for the FOP, they're a public figure. Okay? You know, I know unions fight hard for their employees, but when they fight hard and do shit like this, that's not a union of the people for the people. Right? That is not what these things were designed for. Right? You know? December 18th, 2024. Right? You know what's crazy? What's really crazy about this? In 2012 and 2013, somewhere around there, when he was working for Irving PD, he had 2 separate force incidences with women. IA said excessive, indefinite suspension, cut to 15 days. Krueger sued and got back pay. Okay, so this guy goes out, hurts people. They try to take freaking action against him. He sues, and then people overturn it. Right? What kind of system is this? Right? What kind of system allows a police officer that's under active investigation to resign? Right? This guy didn't even resign. But what it falls into the same category. It's the only profession in the world where you can get it fucking wrong, hurt somebody, resign, and then the goddamn criminal case goes away. Right? And it's all because of these fraternal order of police. All these union negotiations. Right? Right, y'all? I mean, this is crazy. Right? So all the links to all the videos are in the bottom here, right? Right? Back in 2012, okay, he had a pattern of escalating on nonviolent resistance. So I don't understand nonviolent resistance, right? If it's nonviolent, why do you get violent? In 2017, he joins the Fort Worth PD, right? And then on June 23rd, he bounces Carolina. December 18th, the Fort Worth PD, IA, finds out that it was unjustified against policy. The chief, the top motherfucker in charge, right, decides to fire this officer. Sorry, I got a message that I have to take care of. All right. So, right, they fire him in 2018. So somewhere in mid-2005, somewhere in June, July, somewhere around in there, they convict CFW of interference of duties. How the hell did she interfere? She was a news reporter asking questions. How did that actually interfere? Just her mere presence was interference? Look, if another human's mere presence is an interference to you, you have ADHD and you need to go see a psychologist again. Go figure out what's wrong with you. You know, because this isn't a public issue. This is a Krueger issue that has a union issue that is continuing to back up deadly cops, right? There's no reason for this, right? Then she goes to complain about it in the commissioner's court, and then the commissioner's court in Fort Worth seems to think the word fuck is not something that should be used in their commissioner's court. All right, so I'm kind of interested about this commissioner court bullshit, because it's not really a court, but they treat it like a court, right? And it has nothing to do with court. It has everything to do with town business, right? They call it a court and they treat it like a courtroom. And the asshole that's actually running this thing, don't take my word for it. Just go find the city of Fort Worth's fucking public fucking page of all the commissioner courts. You can see that fucking racist son of a bitch sitting at the top, right? Saying, he don't care. He don't care about your First Amendment rights. I'm the motherfucker in charge. You gonna do as I say. And you ain't gonna say them words and hurt my feelings. I'll have them men with guns hurting you. So they did. Disorderly, guess what? Disorderly. And then in September, right, in September of this year, that independent hearing examiner, right, and I'm so tired of them not saying who these people are, right, not saying who these people are, right. What the hell is that? Right? And then you got the media, right, labeling the victim as combative, disruptive, troublemaker, trying to focus on her outburst and her criminal history. Right? They downplay the Irving record, right? They don't even say nothing. They say the PD is unjustified in their findings. Okay, so how many other findings have they got wrong? Right? How many other findings? Right? She's a cop watcher. That's why the media and the cops want her discredited. Want her in the jail where she can't talk anymore. Right? And again, who the hell was doing this hearing and examining? What's their track record? Do they just like, oh, fuck it, give him his job back? Right? Not only that, when none of the news articles out there released a report that said what policies they actually violated, like Policy 12.44, subsection A, on the use of force. And then here's the next biggest question. When he left Irving, after 2 use of force incidences down there, they hired him at Fort Worth. You know, let's say you're an IT director and you go to a casino, right? And then you steal some money from the casino, right? Guess what you're not going to be anymore, right? You're not going to be an IT director for a casino. At that casino, damn sure. But any other casino that is in that jurisdiction, they all know you stole. They all know they can't hire you because you'll steal from them. So we know this guy likes to escalate nonviolent situations to violence. Okay? He's done it on multiple times. So it's not like a one-off where he was having a bad day and Carolina got up under his skin and he just reacted. Right? I mean, what in the fuck? What in the absolute fuck? Sorry about that, guys. I got off on my rant. What's going on? Here I am. What's up, Bill? Let me catch up in the... Sergeant Levine has a channel called Two Cops, One Donut where he reviews puff pieces and vids. Yeah, definitely. Send this to him. Thank you for dropping the link, Jack off. You know, this is just crazy, right? You know, and I've gotten to hang out with CFW personally, right? You know, and can she be annoying? Of course, we all can be annoying. Don't be silly. Does she ask a lot of questions? Yeah. Okay, but who the hell am I? Or who the hell are you? Or who the hell is anybody else to tell this lady how to do her First Amendment? Right? If she wants to be the most annoying as fuck on the world, as long as she ain't breaking the laws, like she wasn't, it is her unalienable right to be an asshole if she really wanted to be. Right? When you put on that uniform, your unalienable right to be an asshole ends. Okay? It ends. Because you're a public servant. Okay, let me repeat that. You are a public servant. That means you serve the people of the public that you're in. Not beat, not extort, not lie, and then damn sure not be so fucking despicable that you turn around and sue these places to get your job back. And you find some asshole that goes, oh, you didn't do anything wrong. That bitch deserved it. And we're going to fight for you. What? Okay, I don't know that they actually said it in those words, but that's what it feels like to me. Okay, that is exactly what it feels like to me. You know, and like I said, I love CFW, right? You know, if I didn't, I wouldn't be doing the story. That's for damn sure. Right? You know, I just don't like seeing any of you people out there that decide you want to hold a camera and record a public official. I don't believe that you or the cop should be having any interactions. Okay? None. None. If you get the phone call, somebody's out recording, drive up, observe. Yeah, man, I've been watching you for a couple minutes. Don't seem like you're breaking any law. You going to stay on the sidewalk for me? Sure, great. I'm going to go in and get their side. I'll be back in a minute. Right? You walk in. Okay? The other thing is, don't mute your body cameras, please. Okay? Don't mute your body cams. You are, only time that your body cam should ever be muted is when you're walking into the door. And that's the door to the bathroom. Otherwise, if you're wearing that uniform, right? I don't care if you're on your lunch break. Right? Because you could get a call while you're on your lunch break that you have to stop your lunch break and run to. Okay? So you're always on the clock. You're a welfare recipient. You're receiving a paycheck from the people's money, not a private organization, the people. Okay? So, you know, I mean, it's just insane to me that we have all of this, right? We have all of this of her, all of this of him. We have all of this being his MO. And yet, CFW is the one that takes the brunt on this. That's a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moment if I've ever heard it. Right? Yeah, I mean, you show me a town, I gotta believe there's at least one small town. You know, I've seen a couple of videos where, like, most of the police officers knew what the hell they were actually doing and knew that they were there just to catch crime, not, you know, not harm the public, but actually help the public. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, you know, it kills me, right? And God forbid that somebody actually wants to do an interview, right? Nobody wants to talk about what they did wrong. Nobody, especially in these damn police departments. How many of y'all tried phoning up just to get be treated rude, right? Did I miss somebody to write me? Oh, okay. I don't understand this. Right? You know, nowhere in civics in high school or college taught me that, you know, that you have somebody that would rather take your life than actually do their job. Right? I mean, shit, look from the last one. The one I did yesterday, or 2 days ago. CFW, sorry, I told you I was going to do it on Saturday. I didn't. Apologize, sweetie. But when I did the video on on auto, right? That old man is so old and decrepit, if somebody actually took off running on him, I believe he would actually pull out his gun and literally mow them down for fleeing. Right? Mow them down. You know, I mean, this is crazy. This is just insane for any human out there to think that this is okay, right? In any shape, form, or fashion, right? I could understand if the dude was having a bad day, right? And decided to, you know, bounce Carolina, and that was his first incident, very first incident. Had a immaculate record. Well, homeboy, you're going to sit your ass on desk duty for a couple of years and prove that you can shuffle paperwork and do what we say inside the office. And then we'll maybe put you back in the car and let you go outside again. Right? Maybe. But for the FOP to come out and say there was no justified reason for this dude's termination is a slap in the face of every United States citizen in America. Not just in Fort Worth. It's a double slap there. Right? And God forbid you want to go complain about it. Ain't a son of a bitch there. And if you are there, get your ass out in public and start taking these damn complaints seriously. You know, you can't tell me there was no justification for this termination. Okay? The unions empower these police officers to be corrupt. When they get fired by the good cops, they get their fucking job back because of these fucking FOPs, because of these fucking negotiators that say they didn't do anything wrong. We didn't find anything. Dude, the whole fucking chain of command of the Fort Worth Police Department, from IA to all the way to the chief, They're all wrong? They all didn't know what the hell they were doing? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. All right. So, my call to action is send your emails. Don't go up there. Them fuckers will arrest you. Don't go, I mean, if you go up to the commissioner's court and speak, okay, if you say fuck, you better make sure you have some goddamn bail money. Right? And when you have the bail money for saying fuck in the commissioner's court, you're not going to need it that night. They're just going to throw you out. Right? And if you come back and say fuck to other people in the public offices, they'll wait a couple weeks and then come back and charge you with 4 disorderly conducts. Ask me how I know about CFW getting charged about that bullshit. How in the fuck? After Cohen versus California. You know, it wasn't like she said, I'm going to come over there and fuck you up. Or I'm going to come over there and fuck you. Right? Vulgarities are not a crime. Okay? We need to get that out, get that through people's thick fucking skulls. If you're going to put the badge on, get a thicker skin and handle fuck you. Right? Handle fuck you. Handle all cops are bastards. Right? If you know you're not a fucking bastard, don't act like one. Don't. You know? And again, let's take it back into their ball court for a second. How many times have you heard these fuckers come out and say, oh, we know why you're here. And you're not going to get us. Well, you've already lost number one. All right. Number two, why the hell are you interacting with somebody that you know is there just to fuck you up as far as your job and try to catch you doing something stupid? Why would you even interact with that person? Is there anything I can personally do to help you? Are you just going to sit there and run your mouth? Or do you have a request or anything? Right? Am I crazy? I mean, I don't think I'm that fucking insane, guys and gals. You know? And I don't think I'm asking for too much here. Right? Now, don't even get me started on Uvalde. There should have been armed parents up there going, you're not going to stop me or we're going to have another one right now. Those cops were cowards and they let children die there. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about Uvalde. So, you know, Carolina's not alone in Fort Worth. Ask BZ Watchdog, right? Ask Manuel Mata. You know, ask Harvey Freebird. He's been up there. You know, ask Otto the Watchdog. He's been there. Ask David Bourne. He's been there. Right? Ask all these people. You know, those cops do not have the public's best interest in mind. Right? And it's just sad. It's just sad. Right? That redheaded guy, Justin? You talking about Justin Pulliam? Holy shit, there's another story I really need to actually do. You want to talk about a poor bastard that has gotten fucked 3 ways to Sunday and didn't even get the common courtesy of a reach around? Holy shit. Right? Justin's dealing with the same shit down south. I mean, he's actually starting to see a little light at the tunnel, man. I thought they were going to fucking bury that poor dude. Right? So, again, when you go out there, right, if you're out recording, make sure you have bail money. Make sure you try to get a lawyer on retainer, or make sure you understand your rights and you are prepared to go through 3 to 5 years of a marriage that you're going to fucking hate. Okay? The punishment is not at the end of the trial. The punishment is. Right? It is the trial. It is to get to the trial. Right? It is. Pulliam's going to get much better. I promise you that, Bill. Pulliam is going to get much better. Right? They're going to give him justice. But for any human that has a pair of testicles to make a woman look like this woman, you are a coward. You are a subhuman. You don't deserve to have that badge. You don't deserve to be wearing that uniform. And you damn sure don't deserve to be working for the public. Officer Krueger, you're a shame. Your family should be ashamed of you. You should be ashamed of you. And you should get mental help to help get you onto a better path, sir. I really hope that you do. But guess what I believe? You believe that you haven't done anything wrong. You believe that your psychological evaluations are incorrect. You believe that you are the most sanest person on the fucking planet. And you're so narcissistic, you will not listen to anybody else. You know? All right, boys and girls. That's my thing. That's my story. You know? Fuck Krueger, right? You deserve it, buddy. Sit and rotate on it, homie. Right? Because you're a bad cop. You're a despicable cop. You're an unjustified cop. And the fact that the union still supports you shows us what kind of union you have there, homie. I appreciate everybody taking a moment with me in Carolina and everything that's going on. Each time I do one of these things, you guys come out in force. I appreciate it. When I do my music, you guys show up, hit the like, and move on. But when I tell a story, you guys stay with me. You let me tell my story. You interact with me. And I appreciate the fuck out of that. You know, it makes it worth doing it again. It makes it worth doing it again. Right? I don't want to come on here and tell you about all this bad bullshit. Will one of you fuckers find me a good cop and send me an email about it, please? I'd like to do a one good cop video. I don't know. Every time you find a good cop, email me, guys. Because, you know, if I could do one good cop a month video, saving somebody's life or, I don't know, actually catching a murderer, solving real crime, something like that, send it to me, right? Because I really would rather be coming on here and going, hey, look, Officer so-and-so, Officer Smith, is an upstanding member of the society, right? And I made some phone calls about some other videos, right? And I found some good people making those phone calls, but I found a lot worse. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and crank up some more fun shit that I created with the little Suno real quick. We're going to let that play. And then I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and let us get out of here and get on to our Sunday. And I might be back, might not, who knows. We'll probably play some other music or something like that. But don't let these stories die, guys. Right? If you didn't know, if these cops get disciplinary actions, if you read in there, they will expunge that disciplinary action if the cop doesn't do anything bad. That's how they get to be gypsies. So, with that being said, y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Take a moment to call the people that you love. And the assholes that you don't like, don't interact with them. Okay? Don't wish them harm. Don't wish them death. Just wish them away from you. And whatever happens, happens. Right? Remember, these cops, these politicians, these aren't the government. These are your neighbors.
Carolina in the fire, she ain't backing down. We see through the disguise. Stand strong. Your heart is where we belong. They said guilty. We said fearless. They said silence. We said rise up. Arbitration games, unions singing praise, but the people keep receipts. Truth cut through the haze. No badge, no gavel can erase what we see. Carolina's the spark. Set the people free. Carolina rise. We see through the disguise.
Thank you again, everybody.
Stand tall, stand strong. This is more than resistance. This is survival. This is Carolina. Rising.
We got a couple more songs that I'm going to let flow, and then we'll go ahead and turn it off.
They tried to bury her story.
Got a couple more. Again, appreciate you guys and gals all being here. Much love to you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let me go through and make sure I say bye to everybody real quick before we get the fuck out of here. Let's OTVO. Bill. Jack off. Jack Omega. Oklahoma Audit. Nevea. Colorado People's News. Romney. Greg B. Appreciate you guys being here, right?
Headlines painted a wild, a rebel untamed, but the live stream showed the power. They can't chain her name. Every scar is a banner, every cut is a crown. Carolina in the fire, she ain't backing down. We see through the disguise. Stand tall, stand strong. Your fight is where we belong. They said guilty. We said fearless.
In forward side, your courage shines bright. Carolina, we stand with you tonight. Carolina, your strength, it's so profound. Knocked to the ground, but you never look down. With every stitch and bruise, your spirit's high. We send our love, watch you touch the sky. Heal strong, Carolina, we're cheering you on. With every heartbeat, you're never alone. Good vibes, quick heal, your spirit will mend. In this fight for justice, you'll always win. Through the pain and the tears, you rise above. With the power of truth, the power of love. Cop watchers unite, in your name we stand. Sending strength and hope across this land. Heal strong, Carolina, we're cheering you on. With every heartbeat, you're never alone.
justice, you'll always win. Through the pain and the tears, you rise above. With the power of truth, the power of love. Cop watchers unite, in your name we stand, sending strength and hope across this land. And every scar tells a story of battles won. With every new day, a brighter sun. Carolina, we see your light. With you in heart, we'll continue the fight. Heal strong, Carolina, we're cheering you on. With every heartbeat, you're never alone. Good vibes, quick heal, your spirit will mend. In this fight for justice, you'll always win.
Matthew Krueger, now you face the shame. Fuck you, Krueger.